Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I'm excited to share a couple things that I wanted to share with you today, and it might not be quite what you think in the theme of Valentine's Day with love and roses, but stay tuned and I'll share what I really have on my mind. Hi, Maria. How are you? As you're tuning in, please say hello below in the comment box. Let me know where you're tuning in from, because it's always exciting to see where everyone's tuning in from all over the globe. So welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. As you're tuning in, can you also let me know if you can hear me okay? Am I glitching? Do I have sound? I just want to make sure everything is up and running before I continue with the content, because what good is it if I'm going on and you guys can't even hear me, or I'm frozen? Let me know. Had to put the heart frames up for today in honor of Valentine's Day. Hey Sean, how are you? Welcome. You guys can hear me okay? Do I get a 2 thumbs up? Send me some hearts and likes across the screen so I know you can all hear me, and let me know where you're tuning in from. Say hello, don't be a stalker. And the topic that you see in the title isn't going to be quite what you think it is. I had to put that little play on words with Valentine's Day, roses and love. We don't know what that's all about though, right? It's not what you think. So anyway, for those of you who are tuning in live to my broadcast for the first time and you don't know who I am, my name is Stephanie Skokowski, and I'm coming to you live from Pennsylvania, and my passion and purpose is to help you become your best you in your health and wellness, in your mindset, in pursuing your dreams, helping you realize and empower you that you don't have to compete against anyone. You're only competing against the person in the mirror. And as long as you're running your race and fulfilling your purpose, that's what you're meant to do. No need to compete. So like I said, say hello. If you're catching the live, drop a 1 below. For those of you who are tuning in later and you're catching the replay, drop a 2 below so I can say hello and get back to you later. Hey Patty, how are you? Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you have a great day. So like I said, it's not quite what you think that I have in the title. I just had to put that in with Valentine's Day. But we are going to talk a little bit about what you should be doing with the rose bushes, and that's called pruning. Hey, Cindy Lou, how are you? Welcome. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for sharing the broadcast. And yes, if you do find value in what I'm sharing, all I ask is that you share it so others can be blessed by this as well. If this is a content that you think some of your friends could be helped with, and just put in share below if you do share so I can give you a shout out. Thank you so much. Hi Sherry, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So on this Valentine's Day, I want to talk a little bit about pruning and loving you and what you do. Are you living the life that you want? Are you pursuing your dreams? Are you going after what you love? Or are you doing what you think you should be doing? Are you living a life that maybe others have encouraged you to do your whole life, but maybe it's not a fit for you? Are others telling you, what you should and shouldn't do? Are you afraid to pursue maybe a dream that's in your heart or a business you should be doing? Hey, Sherry, I'm glad you're doing well. I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So let me just give you a couple things to ponder. And one tip I heard from a successful person to live a successful life is you need to do what you love. If you love what you do, it's not going to feel like work because it's a part of your life, right? It becomes part of life itself. Otherwise, you could be living like a dual existence. You hear it all the time. We're working for the weekend. We're living for Friday. How many of you feel like, okay, Monday through Friday, it's just a grind, and you come home, you're exhausted by the end of the evening just to repeat it over again, and you're living for 2 days out of the week. Well, that's 3/4 of your life that you're spending working, so you might as well be loving what you do and get involved. Otherwise, it's going to be painful. That's a big chunk of your life, don't you think? So Steve Jobs, I'm going to give a quote about what he had said, and I just think it's so good. People say that you have to have a lot of passion for what you do, and that's true. And the reason is because it's not just about loving what you do, but it's also about a mission. It's going to be really hard if you have to keep doing what you do over time And so that doesn't mean every day it's going to be sunshine and roses and rainbows. There's going to be hard times. There's going to be a grind, but the overall mission and your purpose of what you're doing is going to keep you going. It's because you really love what you're doing. So you just keep going for it. So let me ask you, do you love what you do? If you're one of those lucky few who love what they do, you know, you feel like your purpose in life, you're being fulfilled, you're doing the job that you're called to do, drop a 3 below, because I think that's awesome, because life is just too short. And we don't want to over romanticize the concept. Like I said before, it's going to be a grind most of the time. There's going to be mornings where you wake up and you know there's things you need to do in your work or your business, or that you know you need to do. But you do it anyway because the overall feeling of accomplishment feels amazing. By the end of the day, you feel good about what you do. It's in line with your purpose and what you want to do. So if you don't always feel great, that's fine too. I'm not saying every single day you're like skipping through the tulips, but overall you have a sense of purpose. You love what you do. Sherry says, I love what I do. Mindset, positive mindset is key. Absolutely. Absolutely it is. Let me just check my notes here because I'm losing my spot here, and I'm just going to be super short and sweet today. I want to make sure I respect your time. Okay. 1 second here. So let me ask you, like I said before, are you doing what you're called to do? Do you feel like you're kind of stuck and you know that you want to try something else, but you're maybe afraid to? Maybe you just have some fears. Well, let me just encourage you. You're not getting any younger. The kids aren't getting any younger. Neither, time isn't going to stop. And maybe you're thinking, but Steph, I don't have enough time. I know I want to pursue another project. Maybe you want to get started in a business. Maybe you have a great paying job, but it's all you do and you're just wasting away, and you know you want to do something more, but maybe it's not so glamorous. Maybe you're worried about what people think. It's not their life. Who cares what they think? So let me ask you this. If there's something you would like to do, but you feel like there's no time, put a 4 below, because I promise you, you're not the only one. And this is where we're going to get into pruning a little bit with the roses and the pruning analogy. What did you say, Sean? I love what I do, but sometimes it makes me crazy. Yeah, of course. If you overall know you loving what you're doing, you're going to still have crazy busy days. It's not going to be perfect all the time. Hey, Ellen, how are you? Thanks for joining. But let's talk about pruning a little bit. So with the rose bush, you have to constantly prune it because it's constantly making new buds all the time, and the rose bush just can't sustain all that, so you have to prune it from time to time in order for it to survive, to thrive, to look the most beautiful and be the most healthy. It's pruning away some of the buds so that it can sustain its life and fulfill and thrive. That's okay, Sherry. So otherwise it would die off. So we're just like the rose bushes. We have a never-ending to-do list. We're filling our buckets with so many tasks that we need to do, or maybe people are asking you to do something new tasks, new opportunities, new fun projects, and it's hard to say no. And next thing you know, you're doing all these extra tasks. And are they tasks that you thought of, first of all? Are they time wasters? Are they energy wasters? Think about it. How much time are you going through Facebook and just going through the news feeds? How much time are you spending watching television? Or someone's asking you, oh, will you come over here and help me with this? Help me with X, Y, and Z. And you're a people pleaser, so you're afraid to say no. Hey, Becky, how are you, honey? You have to prune away things that are going to take you away from your goal and what you want to do. Otherwise, you're exhausting yourself. And at the end of the day, did you do any of the major things that you want to do in your life overall? And you might think, well, it's just one day, but each day adds up. And the next thing you know, you're at the end of the week, then you're at the end of your month, then you're at the end of the year, then you're at the end of your life. Did you get accomplished what you wanted to do? Steve Covey talks about that in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's an old book, but the principles are are timeless. Look that up. Look at those principles. Are you filling your time with what means the most to you? Prune away the stuff that's not going to help you fulfill your goal. It's normal to let a few tasks creep in, but you got to keep reevaluating and look at your calendar. Keep a list for maybe just a couple days and see what you really are doing. What are you spending your time with? And really account for every little thing. Are you reading anything? Are you learning something new or something towards what you've always wanted to do? Or are you wasting time? I promise you, you have more time than you think. So if you want to reach that full potential of what you want to do, those are the things you need to keep pruning away at. You need to keep pruning away things that aren't that important at the end of the day. So here's something I wanted to share with you, and this is going to make you think. This is what I'd like you to do. Thanks, Ellen. How are you, sweetheart? What if you were forced to prune away two-thirds of what's on your to-do list? What would you cut out? What would you keep? What if you had to prune away toxic relationships? Who's not feeding you? Who's draining you? What about expenses? What if you had to cut out 2/3 of your expenses? What dreams are you giving up on because you think you don't have time? Or you're worried about what other people are thinking. You've always had this dream in your heart or something you wanted to do for you that would maybe give you some freedom. Whatever it is, it could be a business, it could be a whole different line of work than what you've been taught and trained your whole life, but you're so worried about what people are going to think. Why are you doing that? You're crazy. Let me tell you, everybody that pursues their dreams, people who have had success, the things they have in common is they failed multiple times and they don't listen to what people tell them. If they listen to everybody that's telling them they're crazy for pursuing something, we wouldn't have all the awesome technology and businesses that are around today. So here's something I want you to think about as well. Think about what are those 2/3 that you could prune away, and stop caring about what people think. It's not their life, it's your life. Hey Rob, how are you? Thanks for joining. So here's one more thing I want you to think about. If you're on your deathbed, when you're on your deathbed, it's going to happen. We don't know when. It could happen next week. It could happen 50 years from now. But I want you to imagine yourself on that deathbed. And what if you imagined that every night when you lay down? What if this was my last night on earth? Are you going to care then what people thought of you? Are you going to look back with regrets and saying, I wish I took this chance? I wish I chose another path because now I'll never know? Or are you going to look back and say, I made a lot of mistakes and took a lot of detours, but at least I kept going and I never gave up, and I'm so glad because this is where I ended up, and at least now I know because I took a chance and I pursued my dreams and I pruned away all the crap in my life that's wasting my time, and I didn't care what people thought because my true friends and people that love me are going to support me anyway. Who cares what other people think? It's your purpose. It's your life. So live it for you and what God has planned for you, not what other people think. When's enough going to be enough? How much more time are you going to let pass before you take a chance now? Are you going to wait one more year? Are you going to let another decade go by? Are you going to wait till the kids are out of the house? When's it going to be when? And so I just want you to think about that. If I could help you in any way, you can always private message me and just think about that. Stay true to yourself. Take some time to really think about where you could prune things out of your life, because I promise you, you do have the time. And just like my sign says back here, if not now, and I know it's backwards, but so what? If not now, when? So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your Wednesday. I will talk to you guys soon. If I can help in any way, private message me anytime. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye.